woke up every name or water. What do you know you want to do? I want you to get the apple, you want to come and go down, you be here. I want you to get the apple, you want to come and go down, you be here. Going on, me, you be sleeping on. What do you be? What do you be? And a bit of fire, you got a car, you be sleeping on. For me, what do you be? And a bit of fire, you got a car, you be sleeping on. We are winning a paper, but you don't want to get away. What do you be? A bit of water. What do you be? And a bit of fire, you got a car, you be sleeping on. What do you be? And a bit of fire, you got a car, you be sleeping on. Okay, look what I can afford it. Sorry, you're going to put me walk on. Want me to give me? What is it? Johnny, got a yellow for a putty, one do you know you be to John? Johnny, got a yellow for a putty, one do you know you be to John? That you be keeping on. When it's not bad, one minute. Where you pity do you? Where you pity do you? Papa, we can't you pity being on. Oh, yeah, what my name? Where you pity do you? Where you pity do you? Hey, you pity me on. Ya que ni marro, como ahora que no borre. Iba que no borre, que el pote me dio piti. Come uno como va a win. Dame lo que quiera que no borre. Dame lo que quiera que no borre. Como que no win. Dame la ti, you piti malo. Quiera que no borre. Dame la ti, you piti malo. Ay, va. El día de capara. Come uno. Dámelo con no mara. Dámelo con no mara. Como no digo. Oh, no, te yo piti malo. Ya me la digo. Oh, no, te yo piti malo. Oh, ya me la digo. Dimo. Dámelo con no mara. Dámelo con no mara. Oh, no, te yo piti malo. Como wingo. Oh, no, te yo piti malo. You pity bingo. You are down, Bill, no, you pity. What do you do? What do you pity that the bingo? Come here, the wake. What do you pity? You don't want you pity that the bingo. I'm here why you pity my thing. What do you want why you pity my thing? What is I want to use bank to be on your idea. I walk up coming in or what do you do? What do I want you to get me and I go you walk up with a gun. I go for you, be here. I want to use bank to be on your idea. I walk up coming in or what do you know you want to do? I want you to get me and I go you walk up with a gun. I go for you, be here. I want you to get me and I go you walk up with a gun. I go for you, be here. What do you pity? ko UPG pingo. Mujoni badi UPG, eno mino para Uganda kankara jone ko UPG pingo. Kay lo bora kena bore. Kare yele bore poti kwa kono. Mwa bino kime, poti. Mujoni kare yele bore poti kwa meti kwa wandu yune ko UPG dujo. Mujoni kare yele bore poti kwa meti kwa wandu yune ko UPG dujo. Kare jone ko UPG pingo. Na bar kono ko baningo mo ti mene ni ndo bo me na bar ma wan yu kwero yu piji dujo.
Good evening, viewers, and everyone tuned to Unity 97.7 FM Lira, and those following us live on Unity Television. I'm glad to welcome you tonight. And this evening, we have the UPC Party President, Honorable Jimmy James Micheal Akena Obote. In our conversation tonight, we will have to understand what is inside the party UPC and what next for him. According to him, according to Electoral Commission, he has not made it through to the ballot for the presidential race, and we need to understand what could be the next steps for him. Honorable Jimmy, you're welcome tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting me, and welcome to Akokoro City.
Thank you. I enjoy the place. I could see different features.
There are things which are beyond my control. I have done everything within my powers, and I'm still doing everything to ensure that UPC is represented on the ballot, and we're able to send our message to the public. The other day I was able to bring out our manifesto, which we were not able to bring out earlier on because of the machinations which have taken place. But our message is out. I'm hoping that people will be able to analyze it, to test it, to see whether it actually is capable of meeting the criteria, and measure it against other manifestos. And it is also a guidance for the candidates who are carrying the UPC flag in this election. It gives them the basis under which UPC is presenting to the people of Uganda solutions to what they are facing.
So how then shall these messages and the manifestos go down to the electorates?
It is going to go through the candidates. I had the task of selling this manifesto across the whole country as a presidential candidate. So far, because of what has occurred, I am not able to sell it. But I do have parliamentary candidates. I have candidates at level of district chairpersons and below. Now, those candidates will be selling it. I'll be selling it together with them, the key issues which we're trying to bring forward to help the people of Uganda.
And how many candidates for members of parliament do you have so far carrying the Uganda People's Congress Party flag?
I think the last record we had was 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you are to gauge majorly from which region?
We've got good coverage in Lang, obviously. We've got good coverage in Acholi. We've got good coverage in Teso. We have candidates in different parts. We also have candidates in Ankole. We have candidates in Kigezi. So we have candidates across board, but of course the highest concentration, I would say, is within that sub-region. In Lang, Teso, and Acholi, we have a sizable number of candidates.
Okay.
Yes.
So then in this trial of parliament, how many members of parliament do you expect to have from Uganda People's Congress Party?
No, I will not tell you that the numbers now. I can tell you that we had prepared to increase our numbers quite drastically. The fight to remove it from the ballot has affected other candidates. It has affected nominations. There are those who are going to be nominated on the UPC ticket, some who have gone on an independent ticket, because they are now uncertain. They felt that the momentum which Jimmy Akena was bringing in the race as a UPC flag bearer was going to help them. Now, without that certainty of Jimmy Akena on the ballot, some opted to go independent. And this was well calculated. As far as I'm concerned, it was well calculated. And the intention is to drive the turnout down. When the turnout is down, then it affects the general mathematics. So I know the intention, and I'm going to work against those who are trying to undermine the free expression which should take place during a general election.
Okay. So then, Honorable Jimmy, in your manifesto's launch on Sunday last week, I mean the previous Sunday, you said...
Saturday.
Yes, it was on Saturday rather. Yeah. And you said the UPC votes, if you did not make it to the ballot, those who are prepared and willing to vote for UPC candidates should not vote for President Museveni. Why have you turned your back against candidate Museveni?
Because I also made it clear, the one person who has gone out of his way to make sure I'm not on the ballot is Yoweri Museveni. I know how he has done it. I also have an idea why he's doing it, but I believe it is wrong, and I'm not ready to accept it. So, who has denied you the right to vote for Akena, who was your candidate of choice? So that one I needed to put out there. I know there are a lot of stories, there are people claiming this way and whatever, but I can tell you honestly, I am not on the ballot because Yoweri Museveni has willed that I'm not on the ballot. But I'm putting every means possible to get to Yoweri Museveni to rescind that decision.
Now, in case you don't make it finally to the ballot, and so far 8 candidates for presidency, whom shall you direct UPC votes to? We
will deal with it at the time when we're dealing with it. At this moment, I've only made it clear we are campaigning, we are supporting our candidates. I want everybody to go out and vote. I do not want people to stay at home. Whatever the case, is better you go out and vote. Let your voice be heard. How you're going to vote, we're still going to talk about it. And this conversation continues up to the 13th of January. Then we end on the night of the 13th of January. On the 15th, we make the decision. So I'm leaving it open. We will talk about it up to the 13th of January.
There is these talks on the corridors that...
For me, it is a normal day in the office. By being able to do politics where even if you're competing with somebody who is looking for the same votes, I can still sit with you and we can still have a very cordial understanding. On the issue of the decisions to be made, like I said, those decisions will be made at the appropriate time. But many of the decisions, when it comes to voting, decisions are very personal. What you go and decide there, you go and decide, and ultimately it's between you and God. The decision will be made between you and God. What you tick, or even what you declare you've ticked, that is going to be up to you. My issue, which I'm telling to those who are truly supporting me, and the honest question is, Museveni has blocked Akena. Do you still want to give Museveni the vote after blocking Akena? So I'm telling those who wanted Akena on the ballot, you cannot give Museveni. Not after he has blocked Akena.
So how shall we then ensure that this is not achievable by candidate Museveni, in Lango sub-region in particular?
I'll be campaigning. I'll be speaking to it. My candidates will be speaking to it. And that's the issue of democracy. You give your opposition, somebody gives an different position. There'll be those saying, ignore Akena. And they're free to say so. But I'm also free to go out and tell people why I don't want them to vote in that particular direction, where I see the programs or the policies are not working, are not workable. That one I will speak out openly, without mincing any words, and not that I owe anybody anything. This is something which I must be able to talk about. And if it hurts somebody, so be it.
So then, when you discover a party member or a candidate in the UPC not really preaching the gospel, maybe binding with the candidate Museveni, not dancing to the same tune, what will you do to such a candidate?
You see, there are things which are, if you do, which are complete breach of constitutional order or are disruptive of the whole process. That one, of course, action will be taken. But every action will be taken, or any reaction will depend on what has transpired. I am not trying to cajole all members to hold a position which they're not comfortable with, but I am making it very clear and expressly clear. Yoweri Museveni has blocked Jimmy Akena. You support Jimmy Akena, how do you support Yoweri, who has blocked Jimmy Akena in this election? I'm just requesting those who wanted to give Jimmy Akena the vote, think carefully. Don't give it to Museveni. Okay.
You know, some of the party leaders, case in point, Honorable Chris Ongom, the then regional vice chairperson, has come out boldly to declare support for candidate Museveni. Now, would there be any action you would take to such kind of people?
I relieved him of his position. That's the action I took.
Okay. So, to whoever willing to follow such steps, what caution would you give to such a person?
The significance of what we're dealing with at this material time is not something which you can take lightly. And the matters which are at play, some behind the scenes, are matters of great importance and can have far-reaching ramifications on many people's lives. So I am not going to take anything lightly around such issues. There are issues which people can joke around with, but I'm not ready to joke around with the future of the country or of the citizens of Uganda. So in this particular instance, you will find my actions very swift and very direct, because it's within the context of where we are as far as the country and what is at stake as far as this election is concerned. This election is not a simple election, and that's why I kept on telling people it's not going to be business as usual. There are those who may not realize, but this election is going to be really defining on the future of Uganda. So I am not going to sit back, I'm not going to be quiet, and I'm not going to tolerate anybody who does not know what they're supposed to be doing at this time. If you are here to waste time, we can deal with that after. At this moment, with the election around the corner, our focus is on pressing towards the election.
Honorable Jimmy, one would argue that you have been denied being in the ballot purposely on legal basis, that there is a question of party leadership. But now here you're saying it's candidate Museveni who blocked you. How would you respond to such?
There is a reason and there's an excuse. There is a fact and there's a cover-up. If you're ready to take the cover-up, well and good. The meat is not in the cover-up. Yes, there are those who are pretending to have been part, that's an internal issue. I've just been explaining to somebody earlier today. We have this great footballer, Okello.
Okello Alan.
Yes, Alan Okello. Doing great work at a national level. We can always call him or rely on him for our FUFA drum. If for some reason Alan gets a red card in FUFA drum, and the next weekend there is Uganda national team playing. Would a red card from Fufa Dram deny him the opportunity to play for Uganda on a national level? It doesn't happen. A lower offense does not affect. The presidential election is governed by the Presidential Elections Act and the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda does not provide term limits. Uganda Constitution does not provide term limits. It was removed in 2005. This is the national law. It's like Alan Okello playing an international game. You are playing under FIFA rules, not FUFA rules, or not Lango province rules. You cannot take Lango province rules to block somebody at the level of FIFA, at the level of a national constitution. It's the constitution, number one. What does the constitution say about term limits? Is there term limits in the Uganda constitution? No. Presidential Elections Act. Has the Presidential Elections Act denied Akena from contesting? No. So, on what basis are you denying Akena? You can raise it as an excuse. You can raise it as a basis that it is legal. It's not legal. It's the machinations behind, and it's on the mathematics of what is going to be the likely outcome. What is the effect of Akena's message in the politics of today? And how will it affect the politics of tomorrow? So people get caught up in this issue of somebody raised an excuse, but it's not the reason. How many times has somebody lied to you? Oh, I was busy. Oh, no, this or whatever. But they just put you an excuse. The real reason why they have not done what they want to do, what do you expect them to do, is different. In this particular case, the reason why Akena is not on the ballot, it is not because of what transpired inside UPC or as far as court is concerned. And that's why I've been telling people, I know exactly where it is. Those of us who are fighting this battle, we know where it is. And this thing falls at the feet of Yoweri Museveni. Nobody else.
So here you mean Electoral Commission, candidate Museveni, President Museveni, is hiding behind Electoral Commission.
He is hiding behind a lot of layers. A lot of layers. But mine is to point it out and to expose him that he is the one who has blocked me.
So then now, but do you believe that there is that leadership question in the party UPC?
The leadership question is only in people's minds. On the ground, where are these people who say they're leaders? Have you found them anywhere? We've had election after election after election. Everybody knew 2021 election. Where were they? We've been preparing for 2026. Where are they? Candidates' campaigns have started. Have you had any pronouncement from them? Where's the dispute? Who am I disputing with? Has this person who I'm disputing with, have you seen them in any election or in any by-election or in any party activity for the last 10, 15 years? People wake up and run to court, but when you're fighting by-election, where were they? We had different by-elections. Oyam, UPC was there. Dokolo, UPC was there. Kisoro, UPC was there. Where are these people who say that they should be leaders?
So in case you don't make it in the ballot, do you even blame Councillor Diminap? Do you blame Joseph Ochieno? Do you blame Peter Walobiri in that case?
There are those who accepted or volunteered to be used with no plan of how to move the party forward. They must own their own blame.
You mean the three?
Each one knows what they did.
Can't you point out?
No, they know what they did.
Can you point out?
Each one knows what they did. I have been engaged with them. I've had several meetings with them prior to this. In the media, somebody can pretend and whatever, but I have sat down trying to resolve the issue and trying to make sure UPC has an opportunity to get its best foot forward. I've done everything. None of these people can actually say that I didn't do it. I reached out. I got a credible mediator above anybody's bias. There's no issue which can be brought against this mediator. I tried everything. But there are people who had no interest in the party and even no interest in leadership. There are those who are there simply for money. There are those who are there for ego. Everybody has their own issues. I am there for UPC. Now, even if I've been locked out, even if I'm not on the ballot, I am still fighting for my UPC candidates. And I'll fight for them in the ballot. Let any of these people show me where they're able to do and deliver. Even a councillor, I'll be happy. If anyone, Walubiri, Enap, or Cheno, can even deliver one councillor in the name of UPC, I'll be happy. But who's going to shoulder this battle? It is me. After election, then the people will be coming back, making all sorts of noises. But where were you when the fight was on? Where was you when we needed UPC members to succeed? Do you think they're going to return even one MP? Why are they not themselves on the ballot? Okay. I've done 4 terms in Parliament. I've done 4 terms. Those who are fighting me, at least deliver something. If you cannot deliver yourself, then how are you going to deliver others?
The ruling will come before Justice Joyce Laguna, who is a legitimate party leader, party president. If that ruling comes not in your favor, what will you take?
You see, you're mixing up a lot of cases. There's a case where Otieno took Walubiri to court. They had their own election, I think the end of November.
2020.
2020.
2020.
At the time they're having their election, we were campaigning. I was duly nominated candidate. I was campaigning with other candidates for the election. Now, this election, as far as I'm concerned, was done outside of the politics. UPC is a political party which is competing for power and for positions. When we're now in the process leading to the election, they were not there. Now, if you elect, like for example, if you now elect, we're in November now. If you elect leadership now, what role will that leadership play as far as this electoral process is concerned? They'll be absent. Now, that is people who treat UPC as something like maybe academic issue. UPC is there, it's competing in elections. We have candidates competing in elections. You're having elections out of time. That is the dispute between Otieno and Walubiri. I'm not part of that dispute. It's just Otieno trying to drag me in as part of their issue. Now, the issue which is now where they're trying to put the focus on, Otieno, in seeking an injunction against the delegates conference, which I had called within the constitutional mandate and the legal mandate, in spite of Namanya's ruling, who said I am president on the 18th of July. My term was going to end on the 1st of August. UPC constitution allows a president to call an emergency delegate conference in 7 days. The issue which was presented to me is not something which I could resolve alone. I brought it to the supreme organ of the party. This is the problem we face. How do we move? Otieno went to court saying that this delegates conference which Akena is calling will affect him in a case which is likely to succeed. Therefore, it should be stopped. That was Otieno's argument. Walubiri's lawyer stood up and said, I am the lawyer for UPC. I have no objection to stopping this delegates conference. That is Businje. Businje has never been my lawyer or the lawyer of the UPC, which I lead. That is something which the court will have to solve. And that's the basis on which he now gets his injunction. Now, since the injunction, what has Otieno done about his leadership? Even the dispute between him and Walubiri, their term is about to end. If they have a term. They were elected in November 2020. We are where? November 2025. 5 years.
So that term has ended.
It's ending. It's not yet ended, but it's ending. But if you say you are leader of the party, official leader, where are your candidates? Did you not know 2026 election was coming? 26 election is here. What have you done for 2026?
Okay.
Only one returned.
And that person is you.
This is me. Out of the, when the UPC MPs was being nominated, only one was there. I was there for both nomination days for different candidates. Have you seen anybody of these four? Now, if you say you're leader of UPC, when are you leading and where are you leading? The time to show leadership is now during a general election. The people who are fighting to be there are quiet. After election, they'll start making noise. Akena, 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 Akena. Where are you? So if you want to take that as an excuse that somebody is acting in a dispute with me, he's not. There are those, I said, who are deliberately used as tools. There are those who are dying out of ego. And there are those who are trying to grab what they can grab.
So then,
and there's only one who's fighting for UPC. And who has fought for UPC consistently for these 4 terms. Even when I was not president, I've been campaigning with candidates. 2006, I campaigned across with candidates. By-elections, I was there. The by-election Oyam South, which returned Isoto, who led the campaign? Jimmy Akena. The by-election, which brought the late Opio Bunga for LC5 for Apache, I was there. Every by-election I've been there. I was not president. I didn't hold any position. Every election, whether I held position or not, I have campaigned. I am now preparing to campaign for candidates even though I've been denied to be on the ballot. Can please these people who claim to be leaders. Don't say you're a leader. Sure. Leadership is not by talking, it's by doing, it's by acting. And when the time comes, you must present yourself. I cannot say I'm a leader and I've never presented myself to be confirmed by the electorate.
okay. Then now, Honorable Jimmy, when we get back to these very 2026 general elections, and we pick some of the few constituencies where you see much contentions, are a case in point, Apache municipality. Some members of the party believes that you did not contributed much to save Patrick Ochan, and Ochan is now contesting on independence. Would that narrative be true?
I do not participate in primaries. In the primary process, I keep out completely because these are all my children as far as I'm concerned. Anybody who's coming for the primary, this is an internal matter. This is all your children. I'm not going to take sides. I am not going to take sides in an internal issue. If there's a dispute, there are also areas where the disputes are handled. As the president, where I have influence, I must be totally outside and not involve myself in any process which may end up at my desk.
If one wants to know what happened in Apache municipality, what would you say to such a person that led to Patrick Ochan being out?
A matter was raised. It ended up with the disciplinary committee. Disciplinary committee came up and made their own pronouncements. In the UPC constitution, it's the delegates conference which can reverse that decision. Not even I as president can reverse that decision. I can take the decision to the delegates conference and they have the power to reverse it. The delegates conference has the power to reverse. But the whole time of the dispute, I was not involved. The time of the processes, I was just trying to facilitate that the party structures are able to organize. I was there at the mobilization to make sure the party structures are there. But when the process triggered off, I must keep my hands off. So I do not want to be involved in any internal squabble. They should not find Akena's name in it. And if you go across board, there's no internal fight where I have had my hand in it.
So that means all the processes were not complete?
They were complete.
But there was no primary election in Apache municipality.
Now, if you have two candidates and then one candidate is removed on a technical basis, for example now, if I was the only candidate against Yoweri Museveni, and Yoweri Museveni has removed Jimmy Akena, what happens?
But would it be related to Apache municipality?
What will happen is, if there's one candidate, what happens? You're declared unopposed. Do you vote when somebody is declared unopposed?
No.
It ends there. Now, the process which took place there, they ended before the primaries.
So if you had to give you honest advice to Patrick Ochan and the followers, what message could be that?
I have not involved myself in any internal process. What I have demonstrated over the years is whoever's holding my flag, I will fight for. When Ochan was holding my flag, I fought for him without any reservations. Despite some of the people he was competing with, who had close familial relations with me, I stood with the flag bearer. In 2026, I will always stand with my flag bearers. That has been the trademark of Jimmy Akena. UPC flag bearer, it doesn't matter who you are to me, whoever's holding the flag, that is my candidate. I needed that message to be out, and that's what I've tried to demonstrate. And I want UPC leaders to hold the same issue. You stick to your flag bearer.
Would you want to have a plan to have Patrick Ochan back in the party?
I have never been part of removing any member out of the party or trying to chase people out of the party. Like I said, I kept out of the primary process, the grassroots process. I did the mobilization, but internal elections, I am not involved. Right now, we're heading to an election. Whoever's holding the flag, I must support. They must be assured that they have 110% of my support, whoever holds the flag. And I must demonstrate that one. What happens thereafter, we shall also deal with. But now, as we go into election, I want my flag bearers to know Jimmy Akena has their back. Jimmy Akena will never deviate from supporting his flag bearer.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, which other constituency do you see that would be hotly contested, that need much attention by you in Major Lilango sub-region?
I am coming into this election wanting to take all the seats.
The 31?
All.
In Lango sub-region?
I want all. That's where I'm coming from.
Would it be easy?
Life is never easy, and you never set a target which is a walkover. You must set a target which you have to strive for. So even if you are struggling for 100%, then you settle for 95%. At least you say there you made a good effort. Maybe from 85% of the target, you can say it's a good effort. But definitely I want the 31 seats. So there's no seat where leave a half effort.
But at least majorly you could be having a few.
Whatever reservations are there, I am going for 31.
Okay.
Yes. My target, I'm going to answer every question on the paper as best as I can.
You have been and you participated in Lira city politics. How do you see a new candidate in the race, Honorable Betty Amongi?
That is one of the seats where I am deliberate, confident. I am taking that one. I am reclaiming it. Because if you go back, that was my seat. Under Matt Joy, that was a UPC seat. So we've just had this temporary visitor who we are going to deal with.
Who is a visitor in that case?
The visitor in the leadership of Lira. That has been a UPC seat.
Okay.
So UPC is reclaiming it.
So in Lira City, we have Minister Dr. Jen and Mayor Lira City, NRM. So those are visitors.
Yes. Who was the mayor before?
UPC.
Who was the MP before?
UPC.
So, to go back to business as usual, there's no crime there. Definitely, I'm going to support my candidates for mayor. I am going to be supporting my wife, and I'm quite confident we're going to take the Lira City, and other constituencies also going for. Lira City East, Lira City West, we want those.
Okay, one would ask that, would you even have much interest in Ajuri County?
Definitely.
Where government chief whip?
Definitely. Ajuri and parts of Otuke was where my father started his political career. It is a strong UPC base, so definitely we want those ones in the UPC fold.
So do you think that UPC candidate is the best match for Hamson Obua?
The members of UPC of Ajuri County went through a process and they gave me their best. What they have given me, I will carry to the finish line. It's not me to decide who is the best for Ajuri. It is the leaders of UPC in Ajuri who made the decision. I am here to support their decision.
Briefly on Oyam County South, where Honorable Betty left for Lira, now the brother has taken over the party flag. What comments can you give on that constituency in particular?
That constituency I know quite well because, 2006, I campaigned with Gladys Alele against the late Okuli Park, because Gladys Alele was a UPC flag bearer. Then when we lost Okuli Park, unfortunately, to cancer, we had a by-election. I was involved in the primaries, making sure that the UPC primaries went ahead. In those primaries, Nelson Adair went through, but before nomination, he had been convinced to go as an independent. And then we had another second primary, which Isoto emerged. And I stood with Isoto up to victory. Then for 2011, and Olaro Tunu, in the primaries for the UPC flag bearer for Yam South, my wife Betty was able to win the seat. This matter went up to court because in the 8th parliament she was there as an independent. And now when she competed as a UPC flag bearer, this is a matter which saw, I think, 77 members of parliament who had entered parliament either independent or a different political party and a joint political party lost their seats. That was part of the issue of Oyam South. So I've known the constituency. I've been involved in it for long. For Yam South, the primaries went ahead. I think there were 4 candidates in the primary. Joe Willie emerged. I've known Joe Willie. He has worked in parliament, and of course, he's my brother-in-law. Whoever has the flag, for me, whoever has the flag irrespective of the other familial issues, I will support the flag bearer. That is my policy. So, Wayam South, another seat we want to keep.
Okay. Well, briefly on the party leadership at the district level, Kole, there has been contestation between the two. Sharon Lamono and Ominga Joro. But the matter has not yet been resolved. What guide can you give?
I am not going to enter into some of those intricate details, but definitely we're going to smoothen it out. My key task now is more about the elections.
Okay.
When we sort out the issue of elections, then we can deal with other matters. But elections, I have candidates, I have flag bearers, and I have to do what I can to support the flag bearers in this particular election.
So then now, how is party prepared under your leadership to support the flag bearers financially?
Financially, if you have been following, there have been a lot of issues around financing from IPOD. And as I said earlier, I've been central in IPOD. I've been pushing issues of IPOD. But greed has come around the issue of resources. There have been promises which have not been fulfilled. There have been backtracking on promises. So there were funds which the party was supposed to get leading up to the election for more than a year ago, which would have helped us in the processes leading up to this election. We have not received those funds. My issue to all my candidates is that we have to work with what we have. Whatever we have, we'll use it to the best of our ability, but I'm not going to promise you what I don't have, but whatever is there is going to be used and used effectively to deliver the victory.
But is there any hope of getting some money?
Whatever money which is available, we're going to be dealing with. But for me, campaign is not only about money. Campaign is more about issues. And what I want to speak to people about is, how do you solve your problem? How is your problem going to be solved? How is the education of your children going to work? How is the future of your children going to come out? So if you just look at the money, the small money which people are going to deal with on that particular day, you miss the big picture. An election is about setting the direction of where the country goes and how the country works for you. So that is the message we need to get out, first to the electorate and also the candidates. People are stakeholders in this Uganda. In most cases, people think it's the government. The government is not doing. But who sets the government? It's the voter. But you're made to look like whatever you do is not going to make a difference. So you decide it's not going to make a difference. What I'm saying is it will make a difference if you decide to go out and do it. And that's why I need people to go out. That's how you make a difference. Most of the time things go through because very few people take interest. Each one wants to push things aside. If the quality of education is dropping down, oh no, it is Micheal who should deal with it. Oh, it is Akena. Oh no, it is the what. We keep pushing things, but we don't solve the problem. But each time we don't solve the problem, it gets worse for the next generation. So my case here, I'm urging people, don't sit back. An election is not where you sit at home and just say, what difference will it make? Go out and make that difference. And if you're to complain, you complain after you've done something. You did something about your problem, and if it did not work, that's when you complain.
Yes.
But if you have not gone anywhere, you have not voted, you have not campaigned, you have not put yourself up, what right do you have to campaign? To complain?
Okay.
You lose the right to complain if you have not acted. If you've acted and not got what you wanted, that's when you can complain. The same way Akena can complain after meeting all the legal requirements to be nominated and then is refused, I can complain. But if I sat at home and did nothing, I didn't reach a stage where they called me to receive a certificate. They called me to receive the certificate for nomination. They called me with a list of 20 to give them the list of 20 names of people who are going to escort me. The first person I went to was my mother. To tell my mother, get ready, we're going for nomination. I got her name to put on the form. I filled the 20, I sent it to the Electoral Commission. That is now where the certificate is withdrawn. And then the letter comes. But if I had not done that, what right would I have to complain? If I had not reached that stage, if I just sat there, oh, no, Museveni blocked me, no. I reached the stage of where I'm called, come and pick your certificate.
Honorable Jimmy.
Next issue from there was, you finalize whatever, and then you go to Lubowa for nomination. I even had my bikers on standby because time was going. I said, bikers, with this issue, please, if need be, come and get me. I had bikers on standby. They were coming to pick me, carry me for nomination in time. So when I have a dispute because I know where I'm coming from. I received the call for the certificate. I went for the certificate, then I get a letter.
Honorable Jimmy, some people claims you received money from President Museveni, and what all that has happened, it was a plan between you and Museveni. Would it be the case?
No. If my problem was money, I would not be where I was. I would not be where I am. If my problem was position, I will not be where I am. I've been in politics, I've been principled in politics. I have declined offers because I'm looking at the bigger picture. People want to cheapen this whole thing. Money, money, money. Does money solve the problem of Uganda? Can you use money to solve the problem of Uganda? Can Museveni use the money of the people of Uganda to bribe the people of Uganda so that they can give him a time and then he solves the problem? It's not solving the problem.
So you have not received any money?
Money for what? To betray what I stand for? To betray what I believe in? I'm not for sale. I have never been for sale. And the people who have sense know I'm not.
Do you go to State House?
When I'm called. And when there's something to be done. And I've never hidden it. I've never hidden it. When I go, I go. I don't have a problem. I met Yoweri Museveni. I met Bobby Wine. I met Nandala Mafabi. I met Amuriat. Did I hide it? Did I pretend I didn't meet them? No.
You have been meeting.
When Kiza was in court, I was in court. I was in court. When Kiza was in court. I don't have a problem meeting whoever.
You have been meeting Museveni, but not for money?
No. I started meeting Museveni during the peace process. Was that for money? The next time I wrote to Museveni and he called me was when we were dismantling the camps. And there was a problem because the urban camps, they wanted them dismantled first. They didn't want to see these camps in the urban area with all these NGOs and whatever. So they wanted people to go to rural camps. But the problem which you faced in Lira was when you leave the urban camp to the rural camp, it takes 3 weeks before you start receiving rations. And now you're having people who are going there and they're stuck. They're not in the rural camp. So people go to the rural camps, come back to town. And that issue, I went to World Food Program. They said, no, we have food. But the instruction is you don't give food to people in town. They should get food from the rural camp where they're supposed to go. But the rural camp says they first have to go through a process to become. So people were stuck. I went to the Prime Minister's office. I met in Sibambi. I met Kabwejere, who was a minister for disaster at that time. I followed every issue until he took me to the president. And that's where I got the matter resolved. And how we resolved it was when somebody was leaving Lira, they now live with the ration for the 3 weeks before they come into the system and now start receiving their rations in the rural camps, which now are mainly the ones in the east. Ajuri, there were many people in the municipality. There were many people from Otuke who were displaced, who were going back. There were people as far as Agago, Turanga, who were coming from the municipality, who went back in that issue. Now, what am I supposed to do there? For me, I thought I did the right thing. I reached out, I solved the problem. I got people out of one problem into a better way. Each time there's a need, if I have to go and meet the president on the issues of people of Uganda, I will meet. I have never refused to go for a meeting. But meeting does not mean I compromise my principles, or I change my position, or I suddenly become something which I'm not. I cannot.
So will you come out to defend such claims?
That
that it's a deal of not being in the ballot?
The people who are claiming these things, who are they? What is their stature? And where do they sit in these things? The other day I was sitting with somebody who was saying, oh, the corridor talk, corridor talk, corridor talk. I told him, I don't talk in the corridor. I talk in the room. You are talking in the corridor thinking that you have information. When I go there, I am not going to be sitting in the corridor. If I'm in status, I'm meeting Museveni. In the office. So why should I answer corridor talk? I've had people in there, somebody who I don't think I sat alone in the room with the president, ever. Any president. I've sat with presidents, not Yoweri Museveni. I've sat with presidents in the room. From before when I was young, during exile. Times I'll go as a messenger. My father sent me. So I can meet a president, I deliver a message. If a message is brought back, I take back. That was when I was taking somebody's message. In this particular case, if I'm meeting Museveni, we're meeting as presidents. I raise my issue, he raises his issue. If we disagree, it's up to us as principals to decide whether we open it up or we don't. I can keep it quiet, I can open it up. In this particular case, I have made it public that I have been blocked.
Okay.
I have chosen to make it public, and I have every right as a principal who was in that meeting.
Honorable Jimmy, if after elections, if a party member is expected to be in the cabinet for ministerial position, are you always contacted?
Yes.
So in this case, this very trial of parliament, if you're contacted, would allow any member of parliament in the UPC to be in the cabinet?
You have already decided what the cabinet is going to be. That is your mistake, your dilemma. I'll be honest with you. My candidature in this election, the path I had carved was to take enough votes, which was going to force a second round.
Okay.
Work on the figures of last election. Museveni got about 6 million votes, representing 58%. That's what was accorded to him. Total votes cast, about 11 million votes, which meant 1.1 million votes was 10%. If you take away your 1.1 million votes, in fact, in this particular case, you didn't even need to take away 1.1. It just anywhere around 1 million votes would deny Museveni the 50+1, which forces second round. So my preparation here, organizing the base, was heading towards a 50+1 failure, which meant a rerun. In the calculation of Museveni and people around Museveni, they said a rerun will be very costly to them politically. It shows weakness. A weakness which has never been seen. Museveni has always gone through on first round. To go for a second round, there'll be people who have been sleeping, who think that things are not possible. They'll suddenly wake up and say, hey, you mean that the vote can make a difference? So the second round, you're likely to get a much higher turnout, which may not be good. So on that basis, that is the reason why they stopped Akena. That is the pure, simple mathematics of stopping Akena. The number of votes.
Okay.
And why it affects the transition which they're talking about, the boardroom transition. A lot of that decision of who holds what power will be determined by the electorate in the case if you had that sort of election. Somebody who is a third party in this issue, which is a determinant, has a big say to all players. Yes, I may, on my own, I may not be able to win, but nobody can win without my help.
Okay.
That is the dynamics of third-party politics.
Honorable Jimmy, in case you don't make it, will you come back in 2031?
I am dealing with 2026. And that question, even on the 16th of January, we still have district elections on the 22nd. So I must deal with the district elections. Then we have the sub-county elections on the 29th. I must deal with that one. And then there's some other special interest groups elections. 2031 is not my problem today. And in life, who knows who will be alive in 2031?
So your case is 2026?
I may not be alive. God might have called me. While I'm alive, let me deal with what is before me. What I can deal with now. Something which I'm well versed with, something which I'm familiar with, something which I've been living, eating, dreaming, sleeping, touching. I've been in the politics of this period. The politics of the last 20 years. Let me bring all that to bear in 2026. After 2026, we can discuss. We don't know what's going to happen. But 2026, we're in election period. That's where I'm coming.
1 minute, your final remarks.
My final remarks is what I'm asking the members and the general people. Let us go out and vote. You cannot complain if you have not done what you need to do. Let's go out and vote. Let's make a difference and let our voices be heard. That is my prayer and my request. Go out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, our listeners on 97.7 FM Unity and Unity Television. It has been a wonderful conversation with the Honorable Jimmy Akena, the UPC Party President. My name is Micheal. May God bless you and good night.
Are you? Yes. Are you? Yes. Are you? Are you? Are you PC? Are you? Are you? Are you PC? Are you? Are you? Are you PC? UPC.
What do you want? Why you pity my day? What is I want to use bank to be a journey. I walk up coming in or you want to know. I want to use and I go you walk up and I go you busy. I go up. I want to use bank to be a journey. I walk up coming in or what do you know? You haven't won get away. What do you busy? No middle quarrel. Anybody you pity, and a middle party, you gonna John, never you pity, being on. Anybody you pity, and a middle party, you gonna John, never you pity, being on. They look what I can afford it. Sorry, get a put the walk on. Want me to give it? What is one do you never you pity to you? Johnny Carly, you're reporting one do you know you pity to you? That you pity pingo. You grab when it's not bad for you. Opening up 1 minute. Where you pity to you? Where you pity to you? Papa win. That you pity bingo. I did it. Oh, yeah, what my name? What is it? Akena window, Akena thing you pity malo. Inji Akena borre, Akena thing you pity malo. And the kapara, what we want. No, how do we go back? Hiya. Now me no go in no mara. Now me no go in no mara. Come on, no, don't think you pity malo. I think what? Think you pity malo. Come on, yeah, man, got it. Come on. Now they don't call you pity. Hey. Money you pity, and no matter what you gonna you pity, bingo. Come on, window. Anybody you pity, and no matter what you gonna bingo. Why you pity my thing? Why you pity my thing? What is I want to use bank to be a journey. I walk up coming in or you want to know. I want to use and I go you walk up and I go you pity. I go up. I want to use bank to be a journey. I woke up in what do you know you want to know? I want you to get you walk up and you be here. I want you to get you walk up and you be here. No man, you be sleeping on. What do you What do you pity? And a little party, you gonna John, you pity, being on for me. What do you pity? And a little party, you gonna John, you pity, being on. We are winning a bear, but you don't want to get away. What do you pity? A little quarrel. the UPG, and a middle party, you're gonna go John, never UPG being on. When you're in bed, when you're in your double, when you remember my mama, wonder you where UPG do your probably. John, never UPG being on. I did it. Oh, yeah, what my name? Where you begin to you? Come on, Ningo. You need to have when you have my mother. Where you begin to you? Hey, Diane, never you begin bingo. Young and Marlo, Mabora cannot borre. You are going to borre, you tell what may you begin. Come on,